Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. I'm back with an update on the Glock 44, and I promise you this video won't be as long. It won't be a 30-minute video like that first one. I did that for transparency's sake. In that first video, I wanted to catch those first 200 rounds on video, unclipped. I wanted it to be all one clip, because if I hadn't have done that and it would have went really bad, someone would have said, oh, he edited that to make Glock look bad. If it would have went really well, someone would have said he edited that footage to make Glock look good. He's a fanboy. So I wanted that all one clip, and most of you understood that. Some of you didn't, but that's okay. This video won't be nearly as long. I went ahead and came back down to the range the following day, and that initial video has the first 200 rounds through that pistol. I came back down here to the range the next day and put 500 more rounds through it. The same 10 brands of ammo, or 10 types of ammo, I put 50 rounds of each through it. And I made a total, I had to write it down. What did I do with it? I made a total now of 8 malfunctions. 8's a big number for a Kentucky boy. Give me a minute. I had a total of 8 malfunctions. Now, one of them was a fail to eject that resulted in a stovepipe with the CCI standard velocity. One of them was a fail to fire from either a dud or a light primer strike. I actually saved the round. It's a Federal auto match. I actually saved the round so you guys can make your own decision. To me, that looks like it hit hard enough that it should have fired. But I'll let you guys decide on that. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Pretty good strike, I thought, but maybe I'm wrong, who knows. And 2 failed to feed with the Winchester white box. One of them it didn't feed off the top of the magazine, and it was in midway through the magazine. I'd fired 4 or 5 shots and it didn't feed one. And then the other was a weird looking one that it stood the round straight up. I'll roll the footage in, but it stood the round something like that. But I caught it on video. I caught a few of these on video. But also, that's 4 of them. The other 4 were all with the Remington Thunderbolts. 3 failed to extract. It fired the round, but didn't extract the brass case from the chamber. And one of them was a fail to feed, just didn't pick it up off the magazine. So that's 8 total, and I'll roll some of that footage in right now. Here's that one. You can see that's the Winchester white box round. It just stood straight up. Got caught between the slide and the barrel. And the other one that I caught on video was a Remington Thunderbolt. And it just failed to extract the empty case out of the chamber after it fired. And I went ahead and shot each of those ammos that I used into a 10-shot group on a paper target, and then I just cut the target down to a small size so I could handle it here. All the groups, I'll show you some of them. There's no use going through all of them. They're all similar. All the groups are high, and most of them favor the left. And I didn't really take my time on these groups I'll show you one of them I shot here. Yes, they're ugly groups, I know. But I just wanted to see where the sights were putting me. I knew I was hitting high from when I shot that steel target in the first video, but I wanted to know how high. And there's no use going through all these. They all look about the same. None of them really stands out. But you get the idea. They're all high, and I had my sights adjusted as low as I could possibly go with them. So my solution was to get a taller front sight. Now, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Some of you guys had different suggestions, but I went with the taller front sight. And the reason I went ahead and did that is because I was going to change that front sight anyway, even if I had been able to get this. And I'll show you the rear sight there. The rear sight's adjusted as low as it will go, and I was still shooting high. In fact, I shot this at 20 yards. This is 130 rounds, a 20-yard group. Again, I didn't take my time. This is just me kind of just having fun. It would have took too long to shoot these groups slow fire, so I just didn't really put that much effort into it. But still, it gives you the basic idea. I'm shooting at 20 yards, a lot higher. I'm shooting at about 5 inches high here. My hole was right on the bullseye. I'm hitting about 5 inches high, and a lot of my shots are favoring left. Same results as with these 10-yard groups, except, of course, I'm higher and farther to the left at 20 yards. Obviously, the bullet has already passed the line of sight at 10 yards. It's still going to continue to be higher and higher until it starts to drop back down from gravity. So it's higher at 20 yards than it was at 10 yards. I'll roll that footage in. I actually got some of this. I think the last group I shot I've got on video. So I'll roll that in now. And this was my solution again. Again, I chose to go with a higher front sight because I was going to put a different front sight on anyway. I like the fiber optic sights on these pistols. I did the same thing to my M&P. This is a Dawson Precision that I put on my M&P 22. I love these little 22 pistols. It's not going to focus there, is it? There it is. So I put that Dawson Precision on my M&P 22. I put the Lake line on my TX 22. So you're starting to see a pattern here. I would have changed the front sight even if the sights hadn't lined up, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't give Glock a little bit of hard time here for giving me a set of sights from the factory that were outside of the adjustment of the point of impact. I could not get the sights and the point of impact to meet. But here's the new sight I put on it. Again, that's a Dawson Precision. Just a Glock 19 sight. Why is that camera acting weird? Just a standard Glock 19 sight, but I went with a taller sight than the factory that was on this. Really like those fiber optics on this little type of pistol here. So got that fixed. The only thing left to do now is to shoot this with this sight on it and see where I'm hitting. Hopefully I didn't go too high. I use a online sight height calculator, so hopefully I didn't go too high, but the rear sight is adjustable, so if I did go high, I should be able to float that. Actually, it would be best if I'm somewhere in the middle of the adjustment range of the rear sight anyway. So maybe I'll have to raise that rear sight a little. If I do, it's all good. That'll be just fine. So that's the only thing left to do. Let's shoot this and see if my point of impact can line up with my point of aim now. So I've been shooting this gun and messing around with the rear sight, tinkering it a little bit here and there. I think I've got it about where I want it. So I've got a double bullseye target up downrange there at 10 yards. I'm going to shoot that lower bullseye on that target. I've got 10 rounds of Aguila 40 grain super extra. I'll try to take my time a little bit. All right, I'll walk down here and get this. I am happy with that. That's not too bad. Hopefully the camera's picking that up, but had a couple of them that I pulled off. That's to be expected. You can see the actual group better from the back of the paper, maybe. Maybe not. There you go. You can see it there. I was trying to wait and see if this wind was going to die down a little bit. I don't think it's going to. But anyway, just real quickly to summarize this video, I'm now at around the 1,000 round mark with that Glock 44. I've had 9 total malfunctions. I had 8 when I started this video, and I got one more just a few minutes ago. So I've had 9 out of 1,000 rounds. That's less than 1 round every 10 magazines. That's doable. That's, that's 22 long rifle for you. But if you threw out those 4 that were all from the Thunderbolts, and I just stopped shooting the Thunderbolts, and you throw those 4 out, that malfunction rate goes way down. And it's on par with what I get out of my M&P 22 and my TX 22. It's running good. I consider that running good for a reciprocating slide 22 pistol. The shooting high, that could just be mine. I have heard others speak about that on their videos, that theirs were shooting high, so I don't think it's just mine. But I resolved that with the taller front sight. I got many comments in my last video, that initial video, when I said it does look like it's shooting high. People saying I should just use the 6 o'clock hold. Well, I don't want to use the 6 o'clock hold. I don't use the 6 o'clock hold with any of my other pistols. I don't think I should have to with that one. I think that with the adjustable sights, that it should have been in the range where I could adjust that sight without having to change the front sight. Now, I would have changed the front sight anyway, so it's kind of a non-issue for me, but I want you guys to be aware of it. I always change that front sight. You saw it with my M&P 22 and my TX 22. I like a fiber optic on my little 22 training pistols. That's just me. I went with the taller sight. I went with the 225 tall. Looking back, a 200 would have probably been tall enough. I'm at the top of my adjustment now, but as you saw, I'm zeroed. I'm happy with that. It's good to go. But if I'd have wanted to be lower in my adjustment range on my rear sight, looking back, I may have got a 200 or a 215 or something, but that one is a 225. Now, there was something else. Oh, this shirt. I want to thank the Shooting with Uncle Dan channel for sending me over this hoodie. A minute of hog, like he always says on his videos. Got the hog on there, got the Texas flag, got it on the sleeve. Pretty cool sweatshirt. So thanks, Shooting with Uncle Dan. There was something else. He sent me something else, and I remember what it was now. He also sent me this. So we're going to have some fun with this, but we'll save that for another video. I'll talk with y'all again soon.